Hare Krishna. Today we will read from first canto, chapter 6, conversation between Narada and Vyasadeva, text 21. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottanam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Udirayat. Nastabhaya Bhadrasu Nityam Bharata Sevya Bhagavati Uttamasvaki Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Text 28. We may read also 29 if time allows. 28. Prachoyamane maitam sudam bhagavatim tam tanam arabta karma nirvano nyapatat panchabhatika. Prachoyamane maitam sudam bhagavatim tanam arabta karma nirvano nyapatat panchabhatika. Prajoyamane maitam sudam bhagavatim tanum arabte karma nirvano nyapatat panchabhatika. Word for word translation. Prajoyamane, having been awarded, mai on me, tam that, sudam transcendental, bhagavatim fit for associating with the personality of Godhead, tanum body, arabda acquired, karma fruitive work, nirvana prohibitive, nyapatat quit, panchabhatika body made of 5 elements. Translation and purport by Abhay Charanavinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Having been awarded a transcendental body befitting an associate of the personality of Godhead, I quit a body made of 5 material elements, and thus all acquired fruitive results of karma, of work, karma stopped. Purport. Informed by the personality of Godhead that he would be awarded a transcendental body befitting the Lord's association, Narada got his spiritual body as soon as he quitted his material body. This transcendental body is free from material affinity and invested with 3 primary transcendental qualities, namely eternity, freedom from the material modes, and freedom from reactions of fruitive activities. The material body is always afflicted with the lack of these qualities. The devotee's body becomes at once charged with the transcendental qualities as soon as he is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. It acts like a magnetic influence, a touchstone upon iron. The influence of transcendental devotional service is like that. Therefore, change of the body means stoppage of the reaction of the 3 qualitative modes of material nature upon the pure devotee. There are many instances of this in the revealed scriptures. Dhruva Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj and many other devotees were able to see the personality of Godhead face to face in the same body. This means that the quality of the devotee's body changed from material to transcendence. That is the opinion of the authorized Goswamis via the authentic scriptures. In the Brahma Samhita, it is said that beginning from the Indra Gopa germ up to the great Indra, king of heaven, all living beings are subjected to the law of karma and are bound to suffer and enjoy the fruitive results of their own work. So only the devotee is exempt from such reactions by the closest mercy of the Supreme Authority, the Personality of Godhead. I read the verse again. Vajuyamane maitvam sudham bhagavatim tanam arapta karma nirvano nyapatat panchabhatikam. Having been awarded the transcendental body befitting an associate of the Personality of Godhead, I quit a body made of 5 material elements, and thus all acquired fruitive results of work, karma, stopped. Omagana Dimrandasya Hansana Saka Sakshamri Tamyena Tasmai Sigurave Namah Chitayamanopistam Stapitam Yena Bhutalesh Kamapakadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shio Shioda Padakamanam Shiom Vaishnavam Sham Shri Rupam Jagajatam Sakandaraghanatam Vitam Tam Sajivan Sadvaitam Savdutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Saganalita Shivishakam Vitam Sa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jatpate Gopesha Gopka Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kansana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshvara Vishabhana Sutadevi Panamama Haripriya Pankha Kalpa Vishaka Pasana Vivsa Padnam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavyo Namon Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vistaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namin Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachani Nirvishesha Srinyabhari Paskachai Dasatai Srila Prabhupada Ki. So, these are Narada in his previous life got a transcendental body. We don't even know his name in his previous life, not mentioned. But he got a transcendental body befitting an associate of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the spiritual world. So first he was a demigod, Upaparana, and he was cursed by sages because he was singing cinema songs at the Sankirtan festival meant for glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then he became a boy of a Sudra. And then he became an associate of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What does that prove? This proves that anyone can become a pure devotee regardless of his birth. In Bhagavad Gita 9:32, Mammi parta vyapasritya yepisyo papayonaya striya vaishas tata sudras tepi yanti param gatim. The son of Pita, those who take shelter in me, though they be of a lower birth, women, Vaishnavas, merchants, and Sudras, workers, laborers, can attain the supreme destination. So some people may be discouraged and say, how can I become a pure devotee? You need already be something extraordinary. A member of the Panchatattva, or sometimes someone like Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati or Srila Prabhupada. But who am I? I'm an ordinary living entity. I'm not a great soul. He was a Gandharva before, a lower level demigod, not a high one. But then he fell down and became the son of a maidservant. But then he became a pure devotee. And then he became a pure devotee and he got a spiritual form. So we have also opportunities. We can also become devotees, pure devotees, in this one lifetime. We see that Dhruva Maharaj achieved it in one lifetime. We can also achieve it in one lifetime. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj used to say that we should not take birth again, make it in this lifetime. Because next lifetime is unsure, we may slip again. Better finish this business in this lifetime. Don't waste time. Of course, we follow 4 regulative principles. One of these principles is the gambling prohibition. That's there. So to follow that, we should time should be used in Krishna consciousness. When you have a transcendental body, what happens? You have no affinity anymore to the material energy, no attraction for the material energy, no attachment. If you have material body, we see, hear, touch, smell, and the senses become attracted. It is the body we call avidya jal, a lump of ignorance. Having this material body, it's not very good. You become implicated in actions, reactions, so many things. So that is the reward of the devotee who has done his best. He gets a body to only serve Krishna. A transcendental body. With the transcendental body, you can only serve Krishna, and it's a great gift. If you say to a non-devotee, do you want a body with which you can only serve God? Do you want it? They will say, no, thank you. But the devotee prays, please give me that body, where there are no material desires. So that is the longing. That is the Laudyam. Is eagerly waiting for that day. What or when will that day be mine, that I get this transcendental body by which I can serve only the Supreme Lord, and where there is no trace of material desires? A devotee prays, when will the taste my taste for the holy name increase? And when will my taste for Maya decrease? Increasing taste for chanting and decreasing taste for Maya. It means that even before giving up the body, Krishna makes their body spiritual. Just like an electrician. An electrician, he can use electricity to make it cold or make it hot as he wishes. He has the power to do that with the help of electricity. So Krishna is Yogeshwar, the supreme mystic. He can transform the material body into a spiritual body. Actually, we are spiritual, but we are covered by ignorance. How to remove that ignorance? To remove that ignorance, we need Buddhi Yoga, realize transcendental intelligence, and how to go get that. Bhagavad Gita 10:10. Tesham satayuktanam bhajyam pridapavakam dadami buddhiyam tam yena mamopyantite. So everyone is bound by karma, but only the devotee gets free from reaction. Krishna gives him clemency. He's freed. The one who is in the prison is given special mercy and that's set free. That, like sometimes in a country, there is declared a special clemency. Those who did not follow the immigration laws strictly are given clemency. Yeah, okay, we give you citizenship. But the people, they do prefer living like cats and dogs. No interest in higher spiritual engagement. Now we will read also text 29. Yeah. Kalpanta idam adaya sayanam vasudam vata sisayisoch anupranam vivishintach aham vibho. At the end of the millennium, when the personality of God, Lord Narayan, lay down within the water of devastation, Brahma began to enter into him, along with all creative elements, and I also entered to his breathing. Purport. Narada is known as the son of Brahma, as Lord Krishna is known as the son of Vasudeva. Personality of Godhead and his liberated devotees like Narad appear in the material world by the same process. As it is said in Bhagavad Gita, the birth and activities of the Lord are all transcendental. Therefore, according to authorized opinion, the birth of Narada as the son of Brahma is also a transcendental pastime. His appearance and disappearance are practically on the same level as the Lord. The Lord and his devotees are therefore simultaneously one and different as spiritual entities. They belong to the same category of transcendence. So, Narada got as a flash and lightning, a spiritual body. So how can he become the son of Brahma? That first of all, he appeared in another day of Brahma, which is a very long time. That did Narada got a spiritual body and then enter into the body of Mahavishnu for that long time, and then only appeared as Brahma, as a son of Brahma. It is said here in the purport that according to authorized opinion, the birth of Narada as the son of Brahma is also a transcendental pastime. So Narada could not take birth. He appeared. He appeared and played the role of the son of Brahma. when Brahma was meditating on devotion to Lord Vishnu, then then Narada appeared from his heart. So he appeared. He didn't take birth. But then the question is, how did he lie down in the body of Mahavishnu for trillions of years? No activity? How is that? Well, then we have to understand the experience of time. Experience of time on the earth is different than the heavenly planet. That's one month there is 30 days here. What to say of the planet of Brahma? Satyaloka. So there are different time experiences. What's the time experience of these trillions of years of Mahavishnu? How long takes the whole creation for him? It just is breathing out. There's a few seconds for him, the whole creation. And then he breathes in and creation is finished. That's on the level of Karanodakasaya Vishnu. And Brahma entered the body of Karanodakasaya Vishnu. So he had the same experience. It was just a moment. Then he appeared, the son of Brahma. So time experience are different. So Narada appeared in the material world by the same process. The personality of Godhead and his liberated devotees like Narada appear in the world by the same process. So, like the Supreme Lord, Yadai Dai Dharma Shirlani Bhavta Bharata, he appears out of his own sweet will. Lord Krishna, he confirms that in the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, in the 4th chapter, that there, in the beginning, he explains to Arjuna, Sambhavani Atma Mayaya, Sambhavami, I incarnate Atma Maya by my eternal energy. Out of his sweet will, he appears because he has a transcendental body, and that body never deteriorates. So that is the difference in being on the spiritual platform or the material platform, that on the spiritual platform one is beyond the control of time. Therefore, Narada had a spiritual body, but he was Trikalahya, in your past, present, and future of all living entities. That's interesting. And that appears to be like that in Krishna's pastimes. That because when Krishna killed the last demon in Vrindavan, then Narada approached him and said, yes, and I said to him, I want to see your pastimes of, and he mentioned different pastimes that will take place in the future, like the killing of Sullivan and so on. I want to see this path, and I want to see how you will marry all these queens in Dwarka and so on. That's in the future. But Narada knew that. So that is the extraordinary feature of a transcendental body. But the process of Krishna consciousness is the process of uncovering this transcendental body. Transcendental body is there. Our real identity is there, but it's covered over. How can we uncover it? By start to act as a spirit soul. When you start to act serving the Supreme Lord in devotion, then you start to use the spiritual body. And the spiritual body develops again, manifests again. So Jiva Mukta is someone who is only aware of his spiritual body anymore, although he has still a gross body. Srila Prabhupada gives the analogy like a drunken man. A drunken man does not know whether he wears a coat or not. So, when Jivan Mukta, one who is fully realized, a pure devotee, is not aware of the material body anymore. That, like a drunken man, is not aware whether he wears clothes or not. So that is the reward of Krishna for one who dedicates his whole life to serving the Supreme Lord. That with Vyasayatmika Buddhi, one-pointed intelligence, everything for the service of the Lord. But the point is we must want it. Desire must be there. That not only the desire to get rid of material miseries, or the desire to get liberation, or the desire to go back to Godhead. Desires will be fulfilled if we develop the desire to serve the Lord out of love unconditionally. And that requires the mood of pure devotion, which is described by Lord Chaitanya's Nadanam Najanam Nasundaram Kavta Vashris Kami Janmi Jamami Jamamishve Bhavta Bhakti Ahait Kritvai. I do not want beautiful women, followers, or wealth in this world. I only want your causeless service. Please put me as an atom at your lotus feet. I just want to serve you birth after birth. That's if we develop that mood, we will not take birth again. So these are two things: pure devotion, the pure devotional mood, and being pure in heart. You can have the pure devotional mood without being pure in heart. And that depends on your motive, your desire. And we may have still material desires, but that desire should be prominent, should get priority number one, and all other desires should be secondary. But then you have to organize your life according to that desire and make it priority. Krishna conscience, priority number one. That's required. We see from the Bible many stories which were mentioned in the previous purport. In the previous purport, that that was 29, 28, that was the first read before. He said, Dhruva Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj and many other devotees were able to see the Lord face to face in the same body. So that we will see also in the later canto, fourth canto, the Dhruva Maharaj, that Dhruva Maharaj, when he came to pure devotion, he understood all these material desires. They are like broken glass, but the desire to serve only the Lord out of love, that's the prime desire. Then you don't get broken glass, but a diamond. Pure love for Krishna, which is ecstatic. And this ecstatic experience is felt on when our consciousness is fully absorbed in service to the Supreme Lord. But then we know the Lord said, yes, you desired it. So you desired to get a kingdom greater than your great-grandfather. So here it is. But I want you to do some service. For 32,000 years, celestial years, you have to rule the whole universe. And then after that, you can go back to Godhead. You can go to my eternal abode. You can go to Dhruva Loka, which is a spiritual planet in this material world. But it's described them when he at the end, when he was going to back to the spirit, to that spiritual planet, presence of Vaikuntha Loka came to get him with a spiritual airplane. And there it said that Dhruva Maharaj, he used death as a stepping stone to enter the airplane, spiritual airplane. That means at that moment that his body was transformed from material to spiritual. Although he had the same form, his form was spiritual. Therefore Prabhupada says, this means that the quality of a devotee's body changes from material to transcendence. That's the opinion of authorized Goswamis and so on. So therefore also a body of a sannyasi who have dedicated his complete life to Krishna is considered spiritual, and therefore it's not cremated, it's put in samadhi. That is according to the 6 Goswamis. But yes, spiritual body is not under the influence of material energy. That when you get a spiritual body, your karma is ended. That it is said here, all acquired fruitive results are stopped. It is said here. Yeah. Arabta karma. So all the karma you acquired. Aparabda, aparabda, manifest or unmanifested. Everything is gone. Ksyanti sarva karmani, it is said. Yeah. This old chain of reactions is destroyed. This chain of fruitive work start to become destroyed when we chant the Hare Krishna mantra and have a sadhana. Proper sadhana is instructed by our spiritual master, and avoid offenses. You can be very steady in your devotional service, chant 16 rounds, okay, follow the regulative principles, but you maintain still this offensive mentality. Your heart will not become purified. You must give up these apparatus. One must give, especially nama apparat, that's a big problem. That seva apparat, that's a lesser problem. That is automatically, gradually removed when you continue performing devotional service. That all this karma is stopped. It's stopped by acting as a spirit soul. And that's the point that Arjuna didn't get in the Gita. So he wanted to stop action, all action, and renounce. But real renunciation is do the action as spirit soul as an offering for Krishna. And that's going to purify you. Not stopping action. That will never purify you. And that's the point from Bhagavad Gita. And we have to apply that in our lives. So, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati didn't make it in this life. Do not take this birth again. Because pure devotees, they are not desiring of anything, any material enjoyment. They are not averse to it. They are not attracted to it. So pure devotees, what do? They dovetail their desires with the desires of the Lord. And that was what Arjuna at the end did. He decided to fight for Krishna. By that, pure devotee is always connected with Krishna by transcendental relationship of service. It's the choices for us. We want to remain in this material world and take advantage of material happiness, then yes, But if you want to become a pure devotee, you must engage in devotional service. And by that engagement itself, we acquire higher taste. And by that higher taste, you can give up the lower taste, this taste for material happiness, which drags us down. So Krishna does not want us to remain in this material world. I will stop here. Are there any questions?
Any questions? No? No questions. Thank you.
Okay, no questions. Anyone else has questions?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Happy to hear you.
Obeisances to you, Maharaj. Just asking if, you were saying this should be our last birth and we should want to get out of the material world and positively engage in Krishna conscious activities. That's the way we will develop the spiritual body. How do we develop a desire to want to proactively get out from this material entanglement, or does that automatically come as a result of being materially exhausted from pursuing material happiness? Or is there anything we can proactively do to develop that desire to come out from this material realm and be more engaged, not wasting our time and just be fully engaged?
Yeah, it's not automatically. We must do our part. First, we must follow the four relative principles. Sinful actions should be thrown out, because that gives us more and more attraction to the material energy. By following these four relative principles, the greatest gross material desires stopped. So that's the first thing we must do. The second thing we must do is daily hear Srimad Bhagavatam, because Srila Srimad Bhagavatam gives a lot of attention also to the futility of material desires and the situation in this material world. So hearing, that's the second thing. And the third thing is Paramdristvani Vartate, get a higher taste. Then it becomes more easy. But on a low level, we have already that experience. And you come in contact with the devotees, then you have the quality of your material life increases by the cleanliness, by the very tasty prasad, and so on. So materially, we go forward, and we give easily up eating meat, fish, and eggs. That becomes quickly distasteful. That's the first phase. But at the higher phase, all these subtle material desires, they fall quickly away. But as we make advancement, we will lose our attraction for the material energy, and at the end altogether. But it's a process that our Goswami says. Goswami said usually it's going over many lifetimes. But Bhaktisiddhanta Sartman says do it in one lifetime. And we have a beautiful example of one who did that in one lifetime, is our Guru Maharaj. He gave everything to Krishna.
Yeah.
And that is something we have to follow. We have to follow in his footsteps and
Yeah.
just give everything that and that will happen in due course of time.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
Oceanisea Daryat, we have to be a little patient. But as
Yeah.
we make advancement, that will happen.
Mm.
Good.
Mm.
Does
Yeah.
that help?
Yeah, yeah. Maharaj, the reason we get that initial taste, like you were saying, but that's not the platform of Ruchi. That's just an initial kind of taste to get us like springboard us into the higher levels. But is the thing that holds us back is the unsteady devotional service, because we'll slip back into bad habits by not having steady bhajana kriya and becoming steady in that.
Yeah, you have two levels of obstacles here.
Yeah.
So first, we come to Bhajana Kriya, which is the performance of devotional service, which we call sadhana.
Mm.
When that is unsteady, we are still half under the material energy.
Yeah.
If you become steady, okay, then that's good. But steadiness itself is not really the platform of purification of the heart. We must give up one's offensive mentality.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when we cannot give up our offensive mentality, because we are still too much influenced by these material desires. So it's a solution is to get the mercy of pure devotees.
Yeah.
That and by the mercy of pure devotees, Krishna will help us to go further. Then we give up these offenses. Then we can make advancement.
Yeah. Yeah.
That so you have these two levels. Come to study the devotional service, that which is Nishtita Bhajana Kriya, because Anishtita is an obstacle. But then you have the next obstacle, is the offenses. Then you have to overcome the offenses. Because Nishtita Bhajana Kriya alone, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, it takes away a few anarthas, but not much. But when you give up the namaparat, you become in anartha nivritti, and then quickly it becomes pervading the results of taking away your karmic reactions.
Right. Yeah. 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 Thank you, Maharaj. That's really, really clear now.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai
Thank you.
Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
See you next week.